earlier Josh McDaniels was going to be the Colts head coach, but then changed his mind at the last minute to stick with the Pats. Classic NFL offseason shenanigans. There was chatter that it was Tom Brady who orchestrated that, or maybe Bill Belichick who convinced him to stay. But according to reports, Robert Kraft was the driving force in keeping Josh McDaniels around. Chris Caney, what does this tell you about the future of the New England Patriots?
The leadership in the New England Patriots is going to change in the next couple of years. And I'm not talking about with the ownership. I'm talking about with the head coach, Bill Belichick. You know, after we heard some of the grumblings after the Seth Wickersham article highlighting some of the issues that Tom Brady had with Bill Belichick about limiting the access for his trainer and TB12 method and all of that at the team's facility, you realized at that point that, okay, this marriage is about run its course. It's almost time for transition away from the head coach into another voice, another person to lead the Patriots into the future, because Bill Belichick has done a tremendous job in establishing the culture and building the framework for them to be on this dynastic run for the better part of the last 2 decades. And so now it feels like Rob Kraft has made a decision that he's going to side with the players and side with Tom Brady in terms of moving this team forward. I felt like that was the decision that was made when he decided to trade Jimmy Garoppolo, because that was not a Bill Belichick decision. That was a Robert Kraft, Tom Brady decision. So the fact that that happened, I think Bill Belichick realized, okay, this is the first time in my tenure where a player has superseded my authority here, and that's probably something that he's not on board with. So the fact that Josh McDaniels decided that he was going to, I guess, walk away from the Colts job and stay with the New England Patriots as offensive coordinator, to me, along with that came some assurances that at some point in the foreseeable future, and probably sooner rather than later, he's going to be the head coach.
Yeah, the one thing that I know in talking to Mr. Kraft, and he's a great businessman. I mean, he's made a lot of money, and he's in a number of different businesses very, very successful too, not just the New England Patriots. But in talking to him, he told me, I asked him, why did you get in, because he didn't necessarily have the background for a couple businesses that he's in. And I said, why did you get in these businesses? And he said, well, it came a time and point in my son's lives where people were starting to recognize them for the skill and the talent that they had. And I realized that, wow, how can these people outside, I'm their dad, I know they're talented. They're recognizing them more than I am. So I might need to create something to keep my boys from leaving me. And he was like, the number one reason why, besides them being talented and smart, I need to come up with something, man, if not, I'm getting ready to lose my boys. He said, man, having a succession plan for me and my businesses and everything I've accomplished, it's important. Like, it's important to me. So the Josh McDaniel thing, man, he wasn't going to sit back and just let the guy go out of town. He was like, man, can I have a couple words? Like, because I want a succession plan here in New England. He hears the rumors. He probably wonders, man, can I win without Brady? Can I win without Belichick? And I guarantee you, in talking to him, all the other businesses that he's involved in have been created to create a succession plan for the talented people, that being his sons, around him. And this, to me, is an extension of the other business plans that I have seen him do in recent time, and him communicating that to me. Josh is talented. Let me keep him in the fold, because I'm going to need a succession plan when Belichick and Tom Brady decide that they have had enough of pro football.
And, like, this to me, this report is confirmation of the only thing that logically made sense about that meeting when Josh McDaniels is the coach of the Colts when he walks into a room, and then he's the offensive coordinator of the Patriots when he walks out of the room. Like, I don't need to be in that room to know what happened in that room. If there's a fire in the room next door and no one's in it, and Chris Caney walks in, and when he walks out, the fire's out, I don't need to have been in that room to know Chris Caney must have put that damn fire out. Like, Josh McDaniels, given what his history was at his previous head coaching job, not necessarily treating people the best way, not necessarily making the savviest picks when it came to, oh, I don't know, Tim Tebow, not necessarily following all the rules exactly like you're supposed to.
This NFL rule book.
Right. It's optional.
Yeah. Wonder where you learned that from.
Right. When you are given a life raft from another organization, you know what? We don't care about that. We're going to make you the head coach. And you take the life raft so other people can't use it. And then you throw it out. You only do that if you know I got a better life raft waiting for me. I've been told. And the only person who can tell him that is not Tom Brady, is not Bill Belichick. It is only Robert Kraft. So I'm not certain the timeline of it, because I bet Belichick thinks, man, I'm a coach for another 10 years. Now, maybe Robert Kraft and Josh McDaniels, when Belichick left that room, they maybe had a little side conversation. Maybe they remove him from the group text, like, don't you worry, man. We got 2 more years. I don't know that part of it. But what I do know is Josh McDaniels does not stay with the New England Patriots if he is not certain to his core, I am the next head coach of the New England Patriots.
How much is this team going to look? How much is it going to change over the course of the next couple of years? Because a lot of things are going to happen. You have Tom Brady, who knows? You have Bill Belichick. You have Josh McDaniels. You have Robert Kraft, who's now getting a little bit older. It just feels like we're within the last, 1, 2, 3 years of a window of this dynasty the way it is.
I believe so. I think you're right on it, Jenna. I think the next couple of seasons, things are going to change because Tom Brady can't play forever. He's 40 years old. At some point, he's going to walk away. Rob Gronkowski's already thought about retiring, flirting with that idea. So this is going to change, and the cast in New England is going to look different. But one thing we do know is there's got to be a succession plan in place. Otherwise, Josh McDaniels does not turn down that job with the Indianapolis Colts. So I'm looking at it, and with all the noise that came out last season about how they were doing things, and there was some infighting in the building, I think it's about that time where Bill Belichick is going to walk away from the New England Patriots, and he's going to hand the baton to Josh McDaniels. They talked about it this offseason about how Belichick was going to get him involved in some of the draft plans and all of those things. I think they're getting ready for the handoff to Josh McDaniels from Bill Belichick.
All right, Chris, thanks so much.
Great job, brother.
Appreciate it. Coming up, which top seed in the NBA playoffs should be on upset alert? Next on First Things First.
Enjoy that tea time, man.
My man.
Far and
My
straight.
man. 2 o'clock, tea is going in the ground.
Some things should never change, like